We hope that this morning that the words from God speak to ladies and to men alike. Hear the word of the Lord in Proverbs 31. The sayings of the king, an oracle his mother taught him. O my son, son of my womb, O son of my vows, do not spend your strength on women, your vigor on those things that ruin kings. It is not for kings, O Lemuel, not for kings to drink wine, nor for rulers to crave beer, lest they drink and forget what the law decrees and deprive all the oppressed of their rights. Give beer to those who are perishing, wine to those who are in anguish. Let them drink and forget their poverty and remember their misery no more. Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves, for the rights of all who are destitute. Speak up and judge fairly. Defend the rights of the poor and the needy. A wife of noble character who can find, she is worth more than rubies. Her husband has full confidence in her, and he lacks nothing of value. She brings him good and not harm all the days of her life. She selects wool and flax, and she works with eager hands. She is like the merchant ships bringing her food from afar. She gets up while it is still dark. She provides food for her family and portions for her servant girls. She considers a field and buys it. Out of her earnings, she plants a vineyard. She sets about her work vigorously. Her arms are strong for her task. She sees that her trading is profitable. Her lamp does not go out at night. In her hand, she holds the distaff and grasps the spindle with her fingers. She opens her arms to the poor, and she extends her hands to the needy. When it snows, she has no fear for her household, for all of them are clothed in scarlet. She makes coverings for her bed. She is clothed in fine linen and purple. Her husband, he is respected at the city gate when he takes his seat among the elders of the land. She makes fine linen garments and sells them, and supplies the merchants with sashes. She is clothed with strength and dignity, and she can laugh at the days to come. She speaks with wisdom, and faithful instruction is on her tongue. She watches over the affairs of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. Her children arise and call her blessed, her husband also, and he praises her. Many women do noble things, but you surpass them all. Charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised. Give her the reward she has earned, and let her works bring her praise at the city gate. This also, we know, is written as a poem and not an instruction manual. But we know that we can be a woman of valor because valor isn't about what we do, but it's about how we do it. This chapter gives wisdom to women and men both that we can accomplish well our daily activities. Families led by wisdom are essential to our community's stability and prosperity.
So why not let you guys in on a little family secret from Dorothy A. Whip? Be a peacemaker. This saintly woman that you see before you would aggressively scream that at us every single morning as she dropped us off in the carpool line at school. People of valor don't look for fights. They don't hold grudges. They don't withhold forgiveness. And they don't cause pain. They just make peace. There isn't anything magical about them. They don't add anything to their to-do list. They don't have some kind of superhuman self-control. They don't do anything any differently. They just do it with peace. A woman of valor is also a prayer warrior. The scripture says, open your mouth for the mute, for the rights of all who are destitute. Open your mouth, judge righteously, defend the rights of the poor and the needy. Whereas a woman of valor is obedient. We don't do this perfectly every time, and we won't live without failing in this sometimes. But if we are a people who orients ourselves as a people who are obedient to the God that loves us, then we will be able to live our life of flaws with an obedient heart. Charm is deceitful and beauty is vain, but a woman who fears the Lord is to be praised.
There are lots of things that a woman or a person of valor is, and just a couple things that a woman or a person of valor is not. One of those is someone other than who God created you to be. We know also that a woman of valor is not perfect. So it's okay for us to fail or not be perfect as long as we give it our best shot. Look at the end of this. Does it say, honor her for what a calm and gentle mother she is? Or honor her because she's super crafty and her house is still spotless? No. The end of this verse says, honor her for all her hands have done. A woman of valor is not independent of friends. You don't have to do everything on your own just because you can. We know that you can. But you don't have to prove yourself to anyone, and this is no way for people to live. God desired that we live together in community. Share your gifts and your presence with others. 1 Peter 4:10 says, God has given each of you a gift from his great variety of spiritual gifts. Use them well to serve one another. We're to spur one another on to good deeds. We're supposed to have friends and to live this life in the presence of others. We learn from one another. A woman of valor does not have to feel guilty for being ordinary. You don't have to feel guilty if your every moment is not social media worthy. Maybe as a woman or a person of valor, it's time for us to stop and examine some of the things that we do to fill our world. Are they God ordained? Are they helping to transform us into people who radiate Christ? Or are they just something that fills our time because we want to be engaged in an activity? I think that may have been one of the things that the king's mom was trying to warn him of. You are who you are. You don't have to be anybody else. Rest in the presence of how God has made you. And then God himself beckons us to him, to follow him away from the crowd. Isaiah 55:1-2 says, Come, all you who are thirsty, come to the waters. You who have no money, come buy and eat. Buy wine and milk without money and without cost. Why do you spend money on what is not bread and your labor on what does not satisfy? Listen to me and eat what is good. Your soul will delight in the richest of fare.
Go now and be the average child of the perfect God. Speak with wisdom and keep faithful instruction on your tongue. Be clothed with strength and dignity. Open your arms to the poor and extend your hands to the needy. Remember that charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting, but the person who fears the Lord is to be praised. So now go in obedience to your God, and others will rise and call you blessed. You are loved and you are dismissed. Happy Mother's Day.